What's up, ladies and gents? It's everyone else. Slappy here with DTM540 Clubhouse. Back into our project mode in the shop. And actually, I'm here solo, all by my lonesome. And it's kind of nice, to tell you the truth. Now, don't get me wrong. I love when the family's here. I love when the boys are here. I get to teach them fun stuff. They get to help me with a bunch of different projects. But gosh dang, it's nice to have the whole shop to myself. And it's a good day for it because we are going to get into the complicated process of trying to figure out how we're going to get the front brakes to work on this thing. We have a little bit of a potpourri, a poo-poo platter, a if I just said something offensive in French, I'm freaking sorry. But we do have a little bit of a conundrums because we have some parts that we need to make work. And we need to make some parts as well in order to get these front brakes to function properly. And I am a very heavy front braker when it comes to motorcycling. I learned that in one of my motorcycle classes, and I took it serious, and it makes a huge difference for me as far as braking goes. So I want to make sure these function well to the point where I don't have to worry about being heavy-handed on them. And with these old brake systems, they are just drum brakes. I mean, eventually it would be nice to upgrade to a disc brake system, but I like the vintage aspect of everything that we got going on here. So I bought this probably like 5 years ago off of Amazon, and though correct through and through, I am missing the brake parts that attach the cable to the drum braking system. You know what I mean. So we are going to use what we got as usual in order to get this right here to attach to that. And hopefully it won't take too much. I do need to have some sort of a return spring system because I noticed that over the years, I'm sure internally we could be doing some stuff too. But yeah, it's got a little free play. So we're going to address that. We are going to get it hooked up to our lever. And once we got that done, we'll be good to go. Now, we do have one other thing I want to hopefully get done today. If that works out, great. Just a little something to take away from this negative space that we got going over here. And because we have this little tool bag right there, I figured it'd be kind of cool to even it out on the other side. And I have an idea. We'll see if it works. If it does, rad. If not, we'll trash it. Come on. Not everything's going to work out perfect. But let's see what we got as far as this system goes. So at least we'll get the cable on first. Make sure it's all in position. And then we can figure out what kind of clamping system we're going to use. And then go from there. Why am I dangling this in your face like it's a carrot or a hot dog? You likey? You likey my cable? You likey my God, so weird. All right, let's get to freaking work. All right, well, if you know BMX and you know just kind of cable systems in general when it comes to braking and other things, there is just this real basic cable style lever system. And when it comes to these, what I like to do is I like to bottom them out. And I do this with my BMX bikes and mountain bikes too. Bottom them out all the way, so that way you have as much adjustability when it comes to having it fully together as you possibly can. So we're going to bottom that out, and then this, I'm going to lay it over this way because we do want to find the best possible spot for it to go. Spacing? You know what I mean. That's going to go at the bottom of your lever, come over. And it looks like we have problem nope, never mind. Spoke too soon. And that goes there like that. And I think we're going to run this down here. And you want the least amount of kinks as possible. So that way you have a nice smooth flowing line. So let me see how this works out. All right, looks like we have more line than I anticipated. So we can avoid having to go all the way through that. We'll just go right over the top. And then we can actually, oh gosh, how did you get stuck in there? And then actually we can run it down through this, and that'll kind of keep it in line with everything else. And as you're doing this too, what I like to constantly do, and this is it's a little OCD, but it's also a little bit like on the tuning side, is I always like to come back and make sure my levers push down, make sure my cables and everything are where they need to be, because for the sake of adjustment later, you could sit here and set this whole thing up and then come up here, and then your lever could be pulled in, and then you have to reset everything. So anyways, so let's get this cable put into the factory holder, and then we'll go from there. All right, now there is something very cool about working on vintage motorcycles and cars, and that's just about how like simple they made some of these things. Because nowadays, let's be honest, like everything's freaking plastics and clips and all this crap to where you literally like break stuff within a matter of messing with it just once. And back in the day, they were just making this stuff out of metal and straight 10 millimeter bolts, and you're freaking good to go. Back in my day. But no, seriously, I mean, it's rad just because I love these like just raw freaking, you know, it's not gonna budge on you type stuff. And it's nice. I mean, we were working on Rhonda's Mustang yesterday, her new car. If you've seen it, then cool. Definitely give her like a little congratulations on the post that I'm about to make about it. But her Mustang, it's a 07 Ford GT. Obviously it's a Ford, it's a Mustang. And a lot of the clips are actually plastic, and we were just putting some new headlights in, and seriously, some of the clips just, you know, they just break. And it makes it to where it's kind of a pain in the butt. But with these, you know, I mean, you could bend it, rethread it, do all that stuff. And I don't know, there's just something about that that's awesome. So anyways, rant over. Let's get down to the bottom part. All right, now this little zone just falls right into line. This right here, you just pull that off, slip that through, boom, bam, and you're in. Now on this one, we have this adjusted out quite a bit. If I can just get this nut on. Come on now. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Oh, jeebus. There we go. And I think we can adjust down on it and give ourselves just a little bit. So we're just going to pull down on that. Come on now. Come on. So that's good. And now our dilemma is our clamping system. So this cable is different than what would normally come on this, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but I don't have anything else parts-wise to put in here to make it work. So I'm going to make my own clamping system. And this is another thing where if you know old school BMX, you know. And then we're just going to cut the tip off of this to slip it through. But first, I need to get this adjusted away a little bit to where we can get a bolt and a nut in there and have it not hit the spokes. And then that way it'll have premium pulling power and as well as functionality and safety. And then we will just go ahead and I think I'm going to cut this off. Maybe just keep like this part of it. Cut the rest off, and we're going to put a spring in between to give it a little bit more retractability and all that good stuff. But I need to find all those parts, so we're going to go look and see what we got, and then, yeah, and then we'll go from there. And this is the fun part, because we get to see what we got in all our little parts bins, where we literally find washers on the street, and then we bring them here and put them in our parts bin. And, of course, we got the old OEM Honda hardware and all that good stuff that we pulled off of other projects and also found in random places. So we are going to look for a nice bolt and nut for that whole clamping system, and then we need to find a spring. The only problem is I think all mine are too small. So, yeah, those aren't going to work. Plus, they are definitely not. They are not bouncy enough. So we're going to have to scrounge for that too. But let's start with the bolt and nut and see what we got. So let's look. I love this little treasure chest. And for those of you who haven't seen it, actually, I'll give you a little tour. So some of these parts are just random bracketry and stuff that we have pulled off of other Hondas and other projects in general that we know we can reuse down the road. Some of them are brand new, some of them have been used, but they're the right thread pattern, the right size. Some stuff probably doesn't belong in here, but you know, they're very similar replacements. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of good stuff in here. I mean, there's a flag bolt that you can reuse. We just happen to have it in here because it's more specialty and more towards motorcycles and quads and ATCs. So yeah, anyways, little sidetrack. Oh yeah, and we got this too. Got the rubbers. Make sure you always change your rubbers, guys. And girls. You never know these days. So, let's see. What were we looking for? Oh, yeah. So we need a bolt, and I'm actually seeing one right there that was not specifically put on top on purpose for any reason before filming. And I found a nut that also was not strategically placed right where I needed it before filming. But this is what I'm looking for right here. And then we are going to drill a hole right in there. And when this clamps down on that bracket system, it's going to clamp the cable in place. Don't embarrass me. It's going to clamp the cable in place and then hopefully hold it just enough to where it'll function. So yeah, there's our first start. Boop. If I could have a thumbprint combo lock on this thing, I would. That's how important this is to me. All right. And we just have to thank the boy's dad for saving a lot of those parts and starting that box, because that box we have added to, but we've had it through every single project we've done in here. And I'm sure he's used it for a bunch of other stuff too. And it is coming clutch for specialty parts. So I'm super stoked on that thing. And yeah, but the only thing it doesn't have is we need that spring. And don't know what that was. But we have this carburetor that we've been working on. And I was thinking, oh, dang, that might work. But then when you feel it, it really doesn't have enough pressure on it to where it'll retract back. So I'm not going to use that, but it was a good thought. And that is for the 2 quads that we are working on, that we are trying to get running so we can sell them. So if you know my personal Facebook marketplace, go to that. You'll see those for sale once they're ready. We are doing some tuning on them. I'm not ready to put them up yet because I still have some more tuning to do, and we are rebuilding the top end on that one. But it's going to take a little time. So anyways, enough of that. The spring, I was thinking about it. We have random crap all over the place. And because of the fact that we keep everything, I was thinking, wait a minute. I threw a spring from something, can't even remember, in our freaking scrap metal bin that we use for making the most random of things. And I was thinking maybe that thing will work, and check this out. This was not planned, by the way. The bolt and nut, but anyways, this one was not, so check this out. Lo and behold, in this box of things that I'm always saying, why am I holding on to this? Fender, radiator mount. Oh my God, it can go on and on. Top tube of BMX forks. Pieces of chain. But within all that, is that a rusty, rigid spring. I have no idea what this came off of, and I don't care. But it's got just enough tension where it's going to work really good. We just need to cut it where we need to cut it. Just give it a little whoop, and then we're good to go. So I'm hoping that this is going to function good for that, because I don't want the brakes to get stuck for any reason, create any type of drag that's going to hurt just overall performance, because I want to ride this thing, distances. I want to take it places. So yeah, we're going to try this out, see what happens. Hopefully it'll work. I think it will, and we'll be good to go. But yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean, guys. God, I'm such a freaking child. All right, let's do this. So we will start with cutting the rubber off where we don't think we're going to need it. And yeah, I know it keeps out water and all that, but whatever. I'm going to tell you the truth, that was pretty easy to cut through. So you're just asking for that thing to break down at some point. And then, now that we know how much we need, and so long as our cable up top is bottomed out, which it is, we're going to overly use the amount of spring we need just in case, because it's much easier to cut down than to add, and we can't really add to this, so we don't want to screw ourselves. And oh yeah, I'm gonna keep that. That's going in the freaking spring box. Yeah, I probably went way too much on that. Here we go. All right, yep, keeping that too. And we're just gonna try and get this to kind of compress a little bit just for the sake of having it flat. There we go. And that's that. So before we fully set this up, and actually I think I'll go that way with it. Yeah, I think that'll be better. We need to cut our cable, and then from there, this is gonna hurt a little bit. Yeah! All right, try not to let that fray. We'll find some way to clamp that down or something. But now we need to drill our hole in our bolt, and then before we actually do any of that too, I do want to bend this mount out a little bit just to give us a little more clearance. Only because I just don't want to have any risk of that bolt hitting those spokes. I think that should be good. Okay, let's go drill a hole in our bolt. All right, so for whoever has tried to make one of these before and drill through these, you know that it's a big pain in the batooskies. But we're going to try and do it anyways and just go for it. Because no better time than the present. When in Rome, the time is now. I was trying to be motivating. I'm sorry. You know what? I need to be more motivated. I'm sorry. Let me just do this. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in me. I believe in all of us. We can make a difference. And we can drill through that freaking bolt together as one. That was so stupid, though. It was forced and just, what the heck am I? Let's just drill through the freaking bolt. Come on now. This isn't a motivational poster. Let's do this. And just like that, we got a little clamp. Let's hope she works. Because that was a pain in the ass. You sucked. Well, actually, you sucked. But once I, in its defense, got the sharpening angle right, it was all fine. So it was kind of on me. Whatever. Freaking Milwaukee. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Sponsor me. Milwaukee. I use you like crazy. If you ever want to help out a guy who uses your tools for all the wrong reasons, then I'm your man. But hey, isn't that what we do? Isn't that what this is all for? Learning, doing things wrong, and then continuing to do them wrong until you realize when you see in a YouTube short or a TikTok that there was a whole other proper way to do it. I need friends. Okay, let's get to this. All right, well, I think we have everything we need, so we're just gonna go for it. I think I'm gonna try something here where, while we are putting this together, we will just do that little pair of vice grips. There we go. That's gonna help us out a lot, actually. Let's get this bolt in. But it looks like we may be able to salvage this yet. For now, we are going to tighten all this down, and we'll make adjustments from there. I think that's going to be good. Oh, yeah. We actually have adjustments that can be made. This is the reason why I said I like to make my adjustments all the way down, because we do have some free play in there. And this whole bracket as a whole needs to actually come out. All right, this isn't the best way to go about this, but hey, if it breaks, at least it's on camera. Oh, there we go. That's better. All right, sweet. So now we have fully functioning front brakes. And I don't necessarily need to open this up right now. I rebuilt the inside of those a few years ago. I may open it back up, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it. Now, that little adjustment part that I told you guys about and why I have these bottomed out is because of that right there. There's that little bit of slack. And for those of you that know, and for those of you who don't, I'll just adjust that out, and I'll need to adjust the bottoms again too. And then there we go. We lose our slack. Now it's good to go. So I can actually tell that they're not catching heavy right now, but I have so many different adjustments I can make on this thing from so many different angles. They have this that you can move. You can move the bottom one. I can adjust back on that. I can pull this down. So when the time is right, I will do it. But for now, they're functioning in place. So when I go to do all the wiring, I know that that's where the cable is going to be. And I need to work around it. So yeah, I'm freaking stoked. Only took me 7 years to have front brakes. And that was just another one of those things that's been... That I've just pushed that and it landed right. And it was just really cool. Sorry. Anyways, that's just one of those things I really wanted to button up. So I'm stoked that that's all together. Let's get on to that little plate that I was talking about. I was thinking about using plastic. I even looked into using some netting or some fabric. But I was thinking that I do have some other scrappity scroopity that's in this little realm. And I want to keep it looking semi-clean, but I also want it to be kind of wastelanded. So there... Here, I gotta show you guys. So there is a scrap area right back here where, yeah, there is a frying pan in there. I know, I keep everything. It's ridiculous. And we have this that just happened to be from the dealership sign that we made into a coffee table. And that is the excess of the bottom section of that. But that looks like it might be just the right angle. So let's take a look and find out. Oh yeah. All right, let's see what we got right here. That way? Ooh, that's looking pretty good. What about? No, we don't want to. Oh damn. Holy crap. That lines up almost freaking perfect. That's amazing. Yeah, I think we're doing it. And we can always paint this black too. But I think we're gonna cut down on this one right here, and then we'll trim around again. That one or this one? Maybe we'll do this one. That'll give us more trim room. But that's gonna be freaking perfect. And I like the holes too. Yeah, that's rad. All right. Hey. It's crazy how much heat transfers from just that little bit of cutting. Am I yelling? Feels like I'm yelling. This freaking cat. I'm kind of trying to match up. Down here is the better place to be matching up to. And then from this, just seeing kind of where that... Ooh, that actually might mount onto that mount. I think we're gonna go that route maybe, and then we'll just have to do some trimming along that way. But it also kind of looks better. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, screw it. And then we can just mount to that right there, and then we just got to figure out our little top areas. This though, I think we are gonna need to, well, yeah, we're gonna try some things. Oy. All right. So we probably should have done that in the first place, but whatever. If we follow this little cut right here, we'll stay within these areas to where it won't make it look crappy, and cut that to where this hole can be used for a mounting hole. That's gonna look, or should look, pretty good. So we'll see. We'll give it a shot. I think once we get that to fit well, then we'll be able to figure out what we're gonna do from there. We may even, I don't know, try and do like a little bit of a rounded edge right here. Just to give it a little bit of something. I don't know why I keep drawing on this, because I'm gonna have to take it off if I don't do it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel after we get it mounted up, because it might look good just straight. I mean, nothing wrong with straight. Well, after a few tries, we got it to work. We had to do a little crazy weird bend in there because of how the frame was. But when you actually have it where we plan on placing it, so long as it works out, it fits like this curve on the frame really, really well. So we're gonna put it on there, and I have a few different methods I'm gonna use for mounting, I think. But for now, just that one little hole that we have that's down the bottom where there's like a little mount on the frame that's used for, I don't know what. We're gonna put a bolt nut through that, and then we'll figure out how to just mount like up here. Sorry, I'm pointing to the back and you guys aren't even seeing it. It's like me doing this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do this. Get it? Freaking better. We're gonna mount a point right here, and then probably like maybe here, or even drill a hole up top. And then that should be good. But it's rad because how I originally had it, this part right here was actually blocking the air filter. And now the air filter, yeah, you'll see. Let's freaking put it on. Come on. All right. We are going to start with this one and then work our way forward or up. There we go. So now we just need one for right there and probably right there. Let's see what we got. All right, I went through my stash and is that gonna go? Oh, it is. Oh, let me show you. Yes. I happen to have these. They're just electric slash, I don't know, fuel line type clamps, and they happen to be just the right length. So I'm gonna get this one on first, and then after I get this one on, we can determine where we're gonna position the other one, because we may need to drill a hole, which is okay, because it'll allow us to position it right into place. So maybe if we were to do this one, oh, there. Right, I guess up in there maybe? Yeah, something like that. And we just drill a hole in it. Boom, bam, and then we're good. All right, well, let's do that, and then we'll be good. Ow, that was my ankle. Why does every guy do that? I mean, including me. That's so funny. I catch myself all the time. All right. Don't go through the finger, don't go through the finger, don't go through the finger, don't go through the finger. No finger, no finger, no knuckle, no knuckle. Scary. Boom, bam, look at that. Hell yeah. A little lock washer, a little nut. Man, we are golden. Sweet. I like it. Ow. Heck yeah. Oh, nice. Gosh dang it. That's pretty cool. For some random addition, I'm actually pretty stoked on that. And honestly, it's way better than the blank area that we had before. But yeah, here, take a look. Now, yes, it is a little bit bulky, And there is definitely some probably fine tuning in the different styles of rounded quarters and this and that. And yes, it is silver and everything else is red and black, but I figure we'll probably put some like patinaed paint style on it and also stickers and whatnot and make it look just a little bit more, you know, just kind of to fit the bike, a little more patinaed out and whatnot. But I'm it's the worst angle ever. Like, why would I even show it to you from here? It's freaking ridiculous. For some reason, I think I need to adjust where my lifts are. But from, let's see if we can do this. From certain areas, I mean, it's nice that it's like there to block whatever shrapnel and other things that might come up through that little area. And I just like the fact that it filled in a little bit more space because it was too open. It just looks like something was missing. So, yeah, we probably could have done a little more subtle, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good with it. Plus, it goes along with the theme of kind of wasteland in general, too. I mean, you never know as far as this bike goes on if one year I end up just riding it to wasteland. I don't know. So, you know, there's different options. So, I like it. I mean, it's just more stuff that's laying around the shop that we're using. Our big thing. But yeah, I'm pretty freaking pumped. So with that, we're going to call it good. I think that's quite enough to get done for this session because I need to build up and gain my strength and my patience because the next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to wire this thing. I have a feeling it's going to take a whole weekend, so I need to mentally prepare myself for that. I need to go find my place of zen, hibernate, I don't know, do something, because wiring is definitely not my strong suit. And I mean, I want to learn it, but I don't want to be an expert. I want to know enough to get things running and to troubleshoot and do some tuning, but I really don't want to be a wiring expert. I want to do more things outside of the realm of building than just that, but I know it needs to be done. I know you need to know the basics. Well aware of that. But yeah. So we'll be doing that next. But hey, thank you guys for coming along on this build. And for those of you who've been sticking around for the entire thing, I'm super pumped that you've seen the progress of something that I've been wanting to get done for the past 7 years. This wasn't its original vision, but I'm liking what it's becoming way better than what it was. And I'll put a picture of what it was right there. So yeah, as you can see, big difference. So yeah, this is working out nice and I'm freaking stoked. And after this, we're thinking about getting to the start of a build that's gonna be a decently long-term thing. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's gonna take us a while. But I wanna get started on it because it's another thing just like this where I've been hanging on to it for way too long. I think we have enough stuff together now to where we can get a good start on it. And it just needs to be back on the road. It's freaking cool. I love this thing. So yeah, thanks again. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Make sure you guys tell your friends. We're past 2,100 subscribers now. Freaking stoked. Like, I keep getting new subscribers every day. Love that. I appreciate all the comments, everything you guys say. As you know, for those of you that comment, I answer right back. You guys have any questions, message me. You guys want to just chat about dad crap or what random motorcycle crap, or you want to make fart jokes, like, I don't freaking care. Like, I'll talk about anything. Just ask Rhonda. So yeah, thanks guys. We'll catch you on the next one, and appreciate you. We all do. My entire family freaking love doing this. It's been a blast. Haven't we talked already? Freaking this guy, like, whoa. Are you... Oh, dear Lord.